So, not long ago, I used to talk to this girl, and at first it was going pretty well. We went out a couple times, we had a good time. I thought we had a good time. She said she had a good time as well, so I don't know. But yeah, uh, like a month and a half ago, we stopped talking. I don't even really know why, honestly. She told me she just isn't feeling it, but I don't know. At first, when we started talking, she really seemed like she was feeling it, but then she, I don't know, lost feelings for some reason, and she hasn't really told me why. And I don't know if that's like if I did something wrong or if just something we didn't align somewhere, or I don't know. Uh, she just never told me what made her, uh, you know, change those feelings because when you have at least that's what I think. When you feel something towards someone, you feel those feelings towards that person because they act in some way, they do something. And that affects how you perceive them and how you feel about them, the way they act. So it must have been, or at least it gives me like the impression of it must have been something that I did that made her stop feeling stuff for me, and I don't really know what that was. And she hasn't really told me, and I've been questioning myself about that for a long time. But that's not really the main problem. The main problem is that I literally can't fucking stop thinking about her. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand why. I just got so attached to this person for some reason, and I cannot stop thinking about her. I keep replaying conversations in my head. I keep making up new conversations in my head that never even happened. It's fucking annoying. And I try to stop myself every time I do it. I try to catch myself and just, nope, stop, get it out, you know. But it's just, it's coming back so often. It's like I have to keep myself distracted by doing something else all the time. Or if I'm not distracted, I'm thinking about her. And it's fucking crazy. It's driving me crazy. And I'm trying to not, you know, every time I'm trying to stop myself, just don't do it, don't do it. It's never gonna happen. I keep hoping, that she might message me back or, she might say something to me again when I see her, but it's not happening. It's never happening. And I have to keep myself in my head. I have to keep saying to myself that, nope, it's never gonna happen. Stop thinking about it. It's not happening. But I just can't stop. I keep doing it again and again and again. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how I just can't stop, you know. And yeah, uh, it also makes me like, I don't know. It's also interesting how you can affect. No, it's also interesting how someone can have such a big impact on you while you have such a little impact on them. When you think about it, because uh, at least that's what I think. I had a really big connection with her, at least from my point of view. Like, it was crazy how good of a connection I had there. The chemistry was great, the connection was insane, at least for me. I never had that connection with someone else, and it felt really special. But I guess, it felt really special only from my perspective, and she didn't feel the same way, which is interesting how just like there can be two different perspectives on this. It's okay, yeah. It honestly sounds like common shit, but I find it pretty interesting how someone can have such a big impact on you while you have such a little impact on them. You know, I don't understand how I cannot move on, and it looks like she just moved on in like a day. Like, I never really felt anything for you, bro. I'm fine. I don't care. You're just nobody to me anymore now. And yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. What was I? What was I saying? It reveals how easy it is for me to attach to someone, and how, I guess, weak-minded I am that I just cannot move on from someone that I haven't even dated. You know, like we didn't even date. It wasn't anything like that. Yes, I think we had a pretty deep connection, and she was someone I could tell. She was the first person that I was unfiltered with. Like I told her everything, how I felt, or almost everything. Uh, okay, I did keep some things away from her, and maybe that's why it didn't work out in the end. Maybe I should have been more honest. Maybe I should have told her that I'm afraid to lose her. Maybe I should have just like said that I'm insecure about those things, but I didn't. I kept playing it cool because she kept repeating that, like, oh, I don't want someone insecure. I don't want someone like that, like that. So I tried to play it cool, like, oh, I'm not insecure guy. I'm a pretty confident guy. Shit like that. But it wasn't true. I wasn't, and I don't know if she like saw through it, and that's why we ended those things. Maybe that's the case, or something else came up. I'm not sure, but what's worse is that it makes me feel like it's just because of me. That's why it didn't work out, mate. And I know I should really not be thinking like this. That, you know, the right person will never make you feel like you're not enough. But it really fucked me up. It just makes me feel like I'm not enough all the time. All the time. I cannot stop thinking about it. Uh, Even though she hurt me really badly, you know? And by hurting me, like, yeah, she left me. Obviously, that hurt, but that wasn't the worst. The worst way she hurt me was actually when, she said she was done with me and she just doesn't feel it that way. And I crumbled. I got fucked up and I did the thing you should never do with women. I fucking crumbled. I crumbled into her fucking chat and almost begged. Like, I tried to convince her. And you should never do that. It just doesn't fucking work. And I fucking hate that shit. And I hate myself for it. And yeah, basically it didn't work out. And yeah, uh, and the worst part is when I crumbled, and I like fucked myself up in those toto. What she said to me was not. She was not compassionate. She wasn't like, it's fine, You know, I wanted comfort from her because that's what I always got from her when we thought comfort. But at that moment, instead of comforting me, she just told me to basically get my shit together, man up, and that shit fucked me up. I guess that shit just crushed me. Like, imagine you have someone who you always get comfort from, who you always can, count on, that they're gonna be your safe person, and then they just dismiss your emotions like that. It's like this. That was really painful. Yeah. And I keep hoping, even though she hurt me like this, there's a part of me that keeps like hoping for her to come back. But I know in my head that even if she did, it would never work out. It might have worked out. It might have had worked out the first time because, you know, we had a good chemistry. We understood each other. Everything was great. I think I don't know what didn't go right from her part, but from my part, everything was great, and it could have worked out, but it didn't. And I I know in my head that even if she came back now, I would just be afraid that she would leave again. That because of that, I would not be myself. In it, even if she came back, I could just not be myself because I would be afraid that she would leave if I was myself. And that's why I know it won't work out ever with that girl. And that's like fucking painful. It's like the meme of uh, you crying in your room saying, I really wanted it to be her. That's basically how I feel. That sums it up pretty well. I really did want it to be her, and she wasn't her, and now I'm pretty fucked. And it's crazy how fucked I am from this. It's still like my mind is blown away by how fucked I get when one person leaves me, and even more, I'm fucked by the fact I'm fucked by the fact that it seems that it didn't affect her almost at all, but it affected me on such a level that's like insane, I think. So yeah, I don't know why I really have to stop thinking about her. It makes me feel like I'm pathetic. I am pathetic for still thinking about her. Still just I can't get her out of my mind, and it makes me feel pathetic. And on one hand, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't dismiss your feelings. You should, feel through it and heal and shit. But on the other hand, I'm like, holy fuck, can you stop thinking about this bitch? She fucking left you. Just be done with it. Just move on. Stop being fucking pathetic. And I'm stuck in between those two. And it's fucking annoying. Damn. I'm fucked. I'm fucked big time. Fuck this shit. Hopefully, I'll heal. Okay, another interesting thing is that I I'm having so much trouble moving on from her alone, but I know that if someone else came along, I could move on just like this, in the snap of a finger. I could move on from her if someone else came along, but I can't fucking do it alone. Like, no, or I cannot detach myself from her alone, but if someone else came along, I know I could detach in the snap of a finger. It's crazy. It's crazy. It happened to me before. I don't know why I can't move on alone. It, I just, maybe I really lack the connection with myself, not with someone else. Maybe I don't really know what the fuck I should do, but I really lack deeper connections, either with myself or with someone else. And I have to figure out which one it really is. So, yeah.